Here's me painting my camper van. I've used some red scotch and I've took the shine off the paint in preparation, and then I've masking taped and papered the bits of plastic and glass we don't want to get paint on. I threw a couple of old towels over the wheels, and then I'm putting down a couple of layers of black Montana base, and it's just to give us something to start spraying on, because there's a dragon going on the side of this as soon as nightfall comes. You can see my assistant there making sure I'm doing a good job. And this is the projector. I've sketched the dragon and I've got a printout of it in my hand, and I'm just going in layer by layer. So this is to go behind the creature, and then I've got the immovable medium or the turquoise going in there. And my idea last night was to put all the colours in and then line the outline, so I've got a good base to work off for the morning after. And this did take a lot longer than I thought it would. You can see this took a long time. The sky gets darker and darker as I keep doing this. I was out there till about 10 o'clock. But fortunately the house behind it is unoccupied at the moment, so there's no complaints about plastering a projector at some bedroom windows. There's a few creatures on the projector you can see on the side of the van, a few giant flies projected on. But overall, it worked quite well projecting onto the side of the van. I've never done anything like this before, so it was a bit of a soak in the sea kind of thing. I drew the dragon a few days ago, and that was drawn over a photograph of the van to get it roughly in proportion. And then I printed that on some acetate, and then I found an old overhead projector I had in the attic for many years. And then I went down to the local graffiti paint shop, Graph HQ, and bought what I needed to get this job done. And last night was about getting a good solid base down, so in the morning I can refine it. And here's morning. I started off on this chair hoping it would save my back, but the chair on that concrete was not forgiving, so I ended up getting rid of that chair and another foreman there supervising. But yeah, I abandoned the chair, maintained a few different poses of squats to get this in, and I started layering up different kinds of paint. I used a combination of paint and pens and Posca pens. Some reacted badly with the base, so you had to be mindful of what kind of pens you use when you're doing this, but this was a steep learning curve. As we put more and more depth and layers into it, it slowly comes to life. Now, a 20-year-old transit van, the idea is not to find perfection, but it's to create a cool image. It won't be too long for down in Cornwall scratching this in some hedges at the side of the country lane, so we're not going for perfection, we're just going for something pretty cool. And I think that's what we got. Here's me putting some little refinements in. I see the wind blowing the paper down. I have to take that back up in a minute. I still need that on for shooting some clear over it in a bit. But I added a few refinements, and then I started on the scales, and then we did a few white highlights. I was going for like a cool graffiti style dragon. And this is something I wanted to get done over the 2 days. So you can't be too precious when you're doing something this big over 2 days. The 2 boys came and inspected it and told me it looked cool, so I thought that was pretty good. The question is, now I've done this side with the dragon, do I do a dragon on the other side, or do I do a snake? I've already had that question, whether or not it'll be a different colour dragon or not. So something I'll have to decide over the next few days. Try and get it done while the weather's good. Weather seems to be something very unpredictable this year. I know the bees have suffered with the amount of rain we've had. So this is textures going in. We've done scales, we've added dots. We're trying to give it a really graphic feel, and then I think this is the white. There's little highlights and flecks around the place. Here we are, spraying the clear or the varnish or lacquer straight over. Give it a tiny bit of protection for the weather coming at it or the Cornish hedges it's about to meet in August. Not that it really matters. In a couple of years' time I could see us painting over this with something completely different. That's one of the cool things about graffiti, isn't it? Semi-permanent nature to it. Well, what do you think to that?